Hi, my name is Kyle Brown,
Hi, this is Milan.
and we're going to show our project part 2. To begin, we're going to use a known user, A3, to log in, and you are first brought to the jokes homepage. And so from here, we're going to insert a joke with sample text, and then we're going to show that. Actually, we'll use different ones. We'll A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I. To show that you can insert a joke with 3 separate tags. When we submit this joke, just to show an example, here is our joke tag database, or joke tag table rather. This is the joke that was just entered with the auto incremented value of 21, and these are the 3 tags that are now attached to that joke. Going back to the database, I'm now going to show that when you enter too many jokes, and we've already entered one for the day, but when you enter too many jokes, and also actually to mention, you can insert a joke that has 0 tags as well. So joke 3. This will actually technically be the 5th joke for the day because we've inserted one before. And now when you go to insert one final joke, this joke will not work because you've now entered more than 5 jokes on the day. To show where this is located in the code really quickly, we have our control servlet here. At the beginning of the servlet entry for when you save a new joke after you've been directed down here by the action switch statement, this is where you grab the parameters and the 3 separate individual tags. You create a timestamp, and the first check that is done is to check if there are less than 5 jokes that have been entered. If this comes back as false, then you are unable to go through and do the rest of this. The else brings you to the too many jokes JSP. Now, lastly, I'm going to show attempting to review one of your own jokes, which is also not allowed by our servlet. So now Milan is going to show the next part.
Hi, so for this part, I'm gonna go back to the login page and I'm going to log in as another user. Here I'm going to log in as another known user as A7. And after logging in, I'm going to review 5 of the jokes that Kyle just made. So to review the jokes, we made this particular tabs, but for reviewing the jokes, I'll go to the particular user or list of all jokes, and then after going to the list of all jokes, the jokes that Kyle just made, I'm going to add review to. First I'm going to show that I can add a review, and then we are going to add review of 5, and then we have a condition that we cannot add a review more than 5 times for a day for a particular user. So let's start with 1. Here I'm going to add review, and we have here drop down as excellent, good, fair, and poor. I'm going to try and do 1 each so we get an example of our implementation. Here I'm going to add remarks and submit review. I'm going to go back to list all jokes, the jokes 2 right here, add review. I'm going to add good, remark, add review, list all jokes. Third would be joke 3, add a review of fair, and then here, the review. Then the fourth one would be list all jokes, add a review, add review of poor, and submit review. And then if I will go one more time, it will still be the last second time. So here I'm just going to pick any of the joke from up there, just do it excellent, add review. It will still take it since this was the 5th time. Now the 6th attempt will not be entertained, and here I will do just any other user, and here the comment is sorry you have entered more than 5 reviews today. So then we can return to our home page. Just a quick overview of where this implementation is done. We have a reviews DAO in here for counting the 5 reviews that are posted by a user. It's implemented over here. And then we also have to check out your own joke so that you can not review your own joke that Kyle just went over in his part. It's implemented over here. Now I'll hand back to Kyle for another statement.
So the next part for part two is the ability to search for various tags for the jokes that have those tags. So to begin, we'll search for all jokes that have pun as a tag, and that will come up with everything that has been labeled as pun. And then to add one of the jokes that we just previously inserted a tag of ABC, we will show that that one will also pop up. This is implemented in the search for jokes under the joke DAO. And here you are finding the joke ID, title, and description, where the joke ID matches the joke tag ID, and the tag is inserted as whatever you have plugged in. And now I will give it back to Milan to show the friends list.
To do that, I'll go back to my home page, and as we discussed, we have multiple tabs over here. And to add or delete the friends, I'll first do list all users, and then since I'm logged in as A7, I will add a friend as A1. And for just a quick to show you the profile of A1, we have multiple tables that are created that shows A1's profile, like their first, last name, and their details, and jokes posted by user A1, and the reviews that are posted by user A1. So when we go back, and then I will add A1 as my favorite, and then I will add another one as A3, just an example to my favorites list. And then when I go back and as instructed in the project part 2, I can list my friends in a table format, and here A1 and A3 that we just added are listed. And then what we can do one more is I can also see a profile of that particular uh, my favorite friends list from here, so that just to give you a heads up, for A3 we have A3's profile right here, jokes posted by A3, and then the reviews that are posted by A3. So after I go back, I can also do one more functionality, that is deleting a favorite friend of mine. So let's say if I want to delete A3, I'll delete A3, and then it will update the table that is over here and take A3 out of my favorites friend list, and then leave A1 as my favorite friend over here. For the last condition, I'll give it back to Kyle.
So the last part of functionality for part two of the project is the ability to add favorite jokes. So to begin, for A7, there is one listed. It's a joke from user A1. From here, you're able to add a review on these jokes if you haven't already added, but this user has already added 5 reviews today, and so that check fails. What we can do is go to list all jokes, and from here we can add a couple more. So we'll add this one, we'll add this one, and then we'll add one of the ones that was just created earlier. And now if we return to your favorite joke list, those 3 now appear in your favorite jokes. And then from this page as well, you're able to remove those jokes simply by clicking on remove from favorites. And that concludes the functionality. Just to show a couple things in the control servlet, let's see. One thing that we did not show was it's very similar to the reviews DAO, but down at the bottom we also have the less than 5 check for the jokes, where you check to make sure that this user has not entered more than 5. And that concludes our project. I think I might have